Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, my Republican colleagues claimed a two-tiered system of justice exists because Trump was indicted for his handling of classified documents and exposing our nation's most guarded secrets, while Republican Special Counsel Robert Hur found President Biden innocent of any wrongdoing. Let's walk through the facts. On May 11, 2022, a year after the archives began repeatedly demanding that Trump turn over presidential records and warned him that they may have to refer the matter to DOJ if he did not cooperate, a grand jury issued a subpoena for Trump to produce the classified documents in his possession. Trump's response to his lawyers was, and I quote, "I don't want anybody looking. I don't want anybody looking through my boxes. I really don't. I don't want you looking through my boxes." Trump even questioned, what happens if we don't respond at all or don't play ball with them? And then Trump added, wouldn't it be better if we just told them we don't have anything here? And, well, look, isn't it better if there are no documents? Does this sound like someone who follows and respects the law? I certainly don't think so. Ms. Weinbanks, President Biden didn't refuse to cooperate with investigators for a year, correct? Did President Biden lie about classified documents at his residence, or did his lawyers proactively inform the archives of this fact?
You've stated it correctly.
Unlike Donald Trump, Joe Biden didn't prevent anyone from going through any boxes or materials to search for classified documents, correct?
He welcomed them to his house and his offices.
Thank you. Now let's contrast how Donald Trump acted compared to President Biden. On June 2nd, 2022, even after Trump's lawyer arranged a time to go through each box in a specific storage room, Trump instructed his valet and co-defendant, Walter Nauta, to move 64 boxes filled with classified documents from the storage room to Trump's residence, where Trump knew his attorney would not be searching. After Nauta moved these boxes from the storage room to Trump's residence, Trump's lawyers, unaware that the boxes had been moved, found no classified materials and certified this to the FBI. The FBI relied on the lawyer's certification. Seemingly, for the moment, Trump duped his own lawyers. All that activity took place in my home state of Florida, yet my Sunshine State law and order colleagues on the other side of the aisle uttered not a complaint about Trump's obvious cover-up of criminality and wrongdoing. I know that's shocking to everyone here. Talk about two tiers of justice. Now, so we're clear about this, please share with me, Ms. Weinbanks, did President Biden ever move materials to hide them from his lawyers according to Hur investigation?
No.
Did he ever instruct anyone else to do so for him?
No.
Did he ever attempt to hide documents from investigators at all?
No.
Okay, continuing on. In another act of deception, Donald Trump also, quote, attempted to delete security camera footage at the Mar-a-Lago Club to conceal information from the FBI and grand jury, unquote. This was after the subpoena had been issued, which specifically called for security camera footage around the site where the boxes were stored. President Biden didn't delete security camera footage around the sites where classified documents had been stored in his home, Ms. Weinbanks, correct?
Yes.
And President Biden never attempted to delete or dispose of any evidence that he knew investigators asked for, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. This isn't a two-tiered system of justice. These are just two men who acted very differently, one compliant, one criminally obstructive. One is an upstanding American civil servant who fully cooperated with an investigation, and the other is a man who took multiple criminal actions to cover up his intentional theft of sensitive public and national security documents. Ms. Weinbanks, prosecuting a president or former president comes with many challenges, as you well know as a member of the team that prosecuted President Nixon. In your experience, what would be the impact on our judicial and democratic systems if presidents could never be held accountable?
I think the consequences and the danger of that is enormous. I have long believed that a former president takes the role of any ordinary citizen and can be held accountable. I also believe that the Office of Legal Counsel opinion is incorrect and that even a sitting president could be held accountable, that there is no possible way that even within the outer parameters of a president's responsibilities is the commission of crimes, and that when the evidence of crimes is there, they must be pursued in order to protect our democracy.
Thank you, Ms. Weinbanks. And I think it's important to point out that the most clear evidence of why we're here on a Wednesday for the first time, by the way, which, not uncoincidentally happens to be the day that the court is not in session and make it more likely that the defendant is watching, that the purpose of this hearing is to witness tamper. The purpose of this hearing is to try to influence the jury to do things that Donald Trump has a gag order to prevent him from doing, all with his lackeys here on the other side of the aisle, aiding and abetting that goal. Thank you. I yield back the balance of my time.